My name is Jeff.
Ever think about how your alarm clock is the only item you hate for working perfectly? Hello, and here are some crazy shower thoughts for you. If you attempt to fail and succeed at it, have you failed or succeeded? Dude, why do we press harder on the remote control when we know the batteries are weak? It's like we think we can force it to work. Listen to this. If you clean a vacuum cleaner, you become the vacuum cleaner. And why do we call it fast asleep? Isn't that a contradiction? If you're fast, you're moving quickly, but if you're asleep, you're not moving at all. Bro, ever notice how the word unscented actually has a scent? It's the scent of nothing, but it's still a scent. If a tree falls in a forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? Wait, if no one's around to hear it, who's asking the question? Here's a wild one. If time travel ever becomes possible, then it's already happened. Think about that. And why do we park in driveways and drive on parkways? The world's a crazy place, man. Ever wonder why we bake cookies but cook bacon? Shouldn't it be the other way around? And if you get out of the shower clean, how does your towel get dirty? If you buy a bigger bed, you have more bedroom but less bedroom. Wrap your head around that one. Life's full of mysteries, isn't it? Hey, ever ponder why we call them buildings when they're already built? Shouldn't they be called builts? And why do we ship things by car and cargo things by ship? Language is a funny thing, man, dude. If you think about it, the brain named itself. That's like next level self-awareness. And speaking of brains, if our knees bent the other way, what would chairs look like? It's a whole new world of furniture design. Bro, ever notice how the word phonetic isn't spelled the way it sounds? That's just cruel. And why do we say something is out of whack? What's a whack and how do I get things into it? Here's a thought. If you replace the W in where, what, and when with a T, you get the answer to each of them. Mind blown, right? And if you try to fail and succeed, which one did you do? Ever wonder why we say a pair of pants when there's only one of them? Shouldn't it be a pant? And if money doesn't grow on trees, why do banks have branches? Listen to this. If you're waiting for the waiter, aren't you the waiter? And if you steal a pen from a bank, is it a bank robbery? The world's full of questions, man. If you get scared half to death twice, what happens? Do the math on that one. Life's a riddle and we're all just trying to figure it out. Hey, ever think about how the word dictionary should be at the beginning of the dictionary? It's like the ultimate self-reference. And why do we call it after dark when it's really after light? Language is a maze, man. Dude, if you break a pencil, you have 2 pencils. But if you break a pen, you have 0 pens. What's up with that? And speaking of writing, if you write a book about failure and it doesn't sell, is it a success? Bro, ever notice how the freezer doesn't freeze everything? Like it freezes water, but not soda. It's like it's choosing sides. And why do we call it taking a dump when we're actually leaving it behind? Here's a thought. If you're 1 in a million, there are still over 7,000 people just like you. Not so unique now, huh? And if you think about it, nothing is on fire. Fire is on things. Ever wonder why we call it falling asleep? It's not like we trip over something and land in bed. And speaking of sleep, if you dream that you're dreaming, is it a dream within a dream? That's some Inception level stuff. Listen to this. If you clean out a vacuum cleaner, you're vacuuming the vacuum. And if you're in a competition by yourself, do you win or lose? It's a paradox, man. Bro, if you're bald, what hair color do they put on your driver's license? And if you're driving at the speed of light and you turn on your headlights, what happens? The world's a riddle. Here's a wild one. If you drop soap on the floor, is the floor clean or the soap dirty? And if a tree falls in a forest and no one's around to Instagram it, did it really happen? Ever think about how your future self is watching you right now through memories? That's like time travel, but in your head. And speaking of time, if you try to recreate a moment, you're actually creating a new one. Dude, why do we call them apartments when they're all stuck together? Shouldn't they be togethers? And if you're born on February 29th, when do you celebrate your birthday in a non-leap year? Last one for you. If you expect the unexpected, does that make the unexpected expected? Wrap your head around that one. Life's full of mysteries and we're all just trying to solve them.